Hari Om Ashaji.
Hari Om Vijayji.
Let us today contemplate on maccitta. Please chant and help us understand the meaning, and then we'll continue from there.
Sure. Maccitta madgataprana bodhayantah parasparam kathayantas mam nityam tusyanti ramanti cha.
Very nice. Can you say it once again?
Yes. Maccitta madgataprana bodhayantah parasparam kathayantas mam nityam tusyanti ramanti cha. The thoughts of my pure devotees dwell in me. Their lives are fully devoted to my service, and they derive great satisfaction and bliss from always enlightening one another and conversing about me.
Very nice. What a nice segue, whatever the discussion we had and how it is connected here. So, what does this shloka mean to you? Each one of you can share your understanding, and that's how we can continue the contemplation. What does it mean to you, Ashaji?
Yeah. In the shloka, Krishna is saying that basically everything starts with the thoughts actually. So what we are is depends on our thoughts. So what we think we are. So here Krishna is saying that the thoughts of my pure devotees dwell in me, and whoever is fully devoted to Krishna, and with that complete thinking about Krishna and surrendering, so they will be able to get that contentment within. And if they have to feel that bliss and whatever the moksha or the enlightenment, so one has to completely think, and also along with thinking, just thinking is not enough. Thinking and whatever Krishna has said in Gita, so we have to just put it in action in our day-to-day activities. So, and then further, we have to live each and every word, whatever Krishna has said, we have to live according to that. So that is when we get to start feeling whatever Krishna is saying. So only learning with the shloka and just with the pronunciation, definitely that may not help. But so if you have to get enlightened, or if you have to see the real moksha, is when you just think on him. And because we all are doing that, it is a kind of dhyana. So dhyana is just thinking of God. And then when you think of God, definitely that will purify you. So reading Gita, dhyana, and little of that selfless service will definitely get you into that enlightenment, and will definitely help you to reach the divine Krishna, and you get that moksha also. So that's what I think this Krishna is saying here.
Very nice, Ashaji. Can you cite any personal example, how it has been helping you, how it has transformed your life?
Yeah. For me, see, before reading Gita, I just used to think that I'm right. So I'm good. I'm always good in everything. But when I see others, I used to feel like, why is that they're doing this? I mean, their thoughts are not good. So in that way, I used to be very judgmental. I mean, in every every moment I used to judge. So saying that, why is this happening to me? So I used to face a lot of challenges after my married life. Okay, so when I came here, it was completely and totally a new place for me. So, and I was little reserved. So when I came here, it was totally a big family. There were 4 sisters and 2 brothers altogether. So when I have to just be with them or handle with them, I was really facing a lot of challenge actually. So then the first 5 to 7 years was really a difficult thing for me. But then later, when I started extensively searching, I mean, internet, like I wanted that, what is the thing, like peace. I mean, that I always disturbed, right? So always agitated. So then I started slowly searching the net. So what is the means through which I wanted to remain peaceful, whatever, irrespective of whatever the situation is and however the people are around me. So then one person, when I was working with Wipro there, one of my colleague, he said, you just, if you want some solution for any of the problems if you're facing in your life, he said me that you have to read Gita. You read Gita and you get all the solutions are there. So then I wasn't aware, except when I was in my class 7, I had just got an opportunity to learn some 10 shlokas of chapter 6. So that is how to do that dhyana and all. So apart from that, I had totally no exposure to Bhagavad Gita. So then I used to wonder, is it so true that, I mean, just reading Gita would definitely answer all my questions. So in that way, when my daughter was 3 years, so I had that longing that, okay, I have to, I didn't get that opportunity. I have to teach my daughter. So that long desire was there. And finally, when I went to my hometown, there I found one guru. She helped us learn chapter 1 with little, I mean, some 2 or 3 classes. In that way, I also searched the internet, and along with the YouTube videos, I started learning and then teaching my daughter. So with that, that way my journey started in learning Gita. And then going further, I also got some association called as Gita Parivar, where we were able to learn all the chapters. But slowly, when I found Aili, okay, so when I started attending your classes, that is when I got to know the, I mean, the real essence of it. Because I was totally inspired. Because before joining this class, I hope you remember I had called you and asked all my doubts. And then when you answered, I was literally wondering if there could be a person just like you and all others who are there in I. So calm, so peaceful always. I mean, the way you respond. I mean, I've never seen you disturbed or with a loud voice or shouting. But I was actually a totally a different case. I mean, even a small situation would definitely that anger kind of thing was there in me a lot. So slowly, I mean, after hearing your classes, I was slowly, okay, I was just consciously feeling that, yes, they should, I mean, I have to change. There's a lot of things that I'm doing it in a wrong way. So learning each and every shloka. So, and after hearing the contemplations in the in this Bhagavad Gita classes definitely have changed so much in me. My anger definitely it has come down, and the way see, every time I used to differentiate others and me. So, but now that judgmental thing is almost reduced. So when I learned the shloka in Gita saying that so each and everyone is same, and that the same divine, that Chaitanya, that Shakti is in everyone. So, but it is just the body is different, but that soul is the same, and it is divine. So when I got to know that point, so that is when I just started treating. So even I had some clashes with my mother-in-law. So slowly I started applying that. Okay, I started feeling that okay, she's also same, I'm also the same. Maybe their actions are different due to different reasons. Uh, so in that way, when I started doing that, there was a lot of improvements in our relationship. And now how I am, and when I look back the 10 years back, so it is totally different. So everything I just Bhagavad Gita is the reason, and that is how my life has changed totally. And still I have few things. I mean, I'm just working on it. So not that my anger is totally come down. So I have that anger still in me. I'm just working towards it, Vijayji. So in that way, Gita has really helped me a lot.
Very nice. Excellent. Thank you very much, Ashaji, for sharing your personal story in such great detail. Thank you very much.
Okay.
All right. Who would like to go next? What this shloka means to you and what its application to your life. Shailajaji, you want to?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
In a brief way, I would like to tell about this, my personal experience. Like in the place of Krishna, actually, I have whomever I think that is a supreme power. I can replace it. No, sir, it need not be Krishna all the time, right, sir? If when I am praying to Parvati Devi, Jaganmate, then I can think of her, and Gayatri shloka when I'm looking at it. I mean, we are attending so many satsangs. Like this satsang, I actually 2 weeks I missed. It was like I was totally lost. And again, when I come back and attend this class, it's a kind of recharge to me. It gives a special energy, and it will take me ahead with my all works with a positive energy. That is how this, I mean to say that every satsang, it actually we converse, like each one of us, it's like like-minded. We are together and discussing on a topic. It's a great way, like that's what I felt, sir, after this going through this shloka.
Excellent. Very nice. That's what this shloka means. Thank you, Shailajaji.
Thank you.
Who will share next? Rupaji.
Okay, maybe.
Tarunaji, yeah, sure. Please go ahead.
Yeah, so my understanding is thoughts are at the source of everything, and where, like, while the thoughts come randomly, many thoughts come based on our vasanas, we get one gets attracted towards a thought, and then like it just pulls again, right? And that thought then like gets magnifies into finally action, and then the deed, it follows. And so like so in some way it's like the Prakriti keeps giving the options. I see it as like the thoughts are like the options, and it's finally up to me to attach myself to the right one. And when I'm not conscious, and I guess the vasanas naturally take me towards that one, where I guess my weak point, or the one which I have not overcome, right? And so it basically results in whether you feel happy or sad later on, right? And here Krishna clearly says that the pure devotees thoughts dwell in him, right? So a pure devotee is able to see clearly, like which one is the real one versus the Maya trap, and is able to stick to him, right? And as a result, like at the root itself, you go stay there, then basically rest of the things are all taken care of, like they follow. and as a result, like you basically don't go out to do something else, right? Once I attach myself to that thought of associating with Krishna in Gita or Tattva Bodha, whatever we do, right? And it takes me to like enlightening and one another and conversing. I have seen this happen very naturally. It runs more and more of that thought, and like whomever I meet, somehow or other, like the conversation ends there, saying, you know what, hey, this is what I hear in Gita, and like so simple messages, and like it makes you peaceful, and right, I've seen that like many times with my aunts, with my friends. My conversation tends to go towards that, right? So personally, this is how ever since I started learning about Gita and Tattva Bodha, I've seen that it goes towards that, right? I have not reached that clean state yet. I do go after other thoughts, but then like I guess these I feel like all these activities, like the transcribing activity, or these things, like tend to pull me towards this again, so that like I don't get lost, right? Wherein like it's not like after climbing up 2 stairs you don't fall down 100 stairs, kind of, right? So that's why that's how I see how this Gita shloka relates to for me.
Excellent.
Right? Yeah. It's very practical one. I can clearly see and associate how it's working for me. Yeah.
Very nice, Saranji. Thank you. Thank you. Who'll go next? Rupaji, Shubhaji, what is your feeling? Are you there, Rupaji?
Yes, Vijay.
Okay.
In this shloka, it is said that.
Can you please come closer to the mic? Your voice is not very strong.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Much better, much better.
Yeah, in this shloka, it is said that the pure devotees of Krishna, the thoughts of pure devotees of Krishna always will be there in him, and those whose lives are devoted to his service, he always is very close to them. Sorry, they are very close to him, and they derive great satisfaction and bliss from enlightening one another and conversing about him. And this is what we do in this satsang. We talk about Krishna and enlighten one another. And through this conversation, we get great satisfaction. And that's all.
Very nice, very nice. So has this practically helped you in your day-to-day life? How has it helped you?
Yeah, actually, after attending this each session, I feel energized, and this works for me throughout the week. And I'll be looking forward to the next session.
Very nice. Excellent, Rupaji. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Shubhaji?
Yeah, I have to put it in a thing. See, initially I used to recite all these mantras like Vishnu Sahasranama, Lalita Sahasranama, all that. Just I used to recite because I wanted peace inside me. And whenever I used to recite those and other shlokas or any devotional songs, I used to forget all the other thoughts, and I used to have that feeling of not getting those wrong thoughts in my mind. But after getting into this Gita classes, I started understanding each and every aspect of it. And instead of just reciting those shlokas or mantras, now I am able to put in the meaning to it and what life is actually about. So it's literally, I've started realizing everything is mithya, and that has helped me in getting that ultimate bliss, or that peace in anything that happens in my life. So the understanding of these Gita shlokas has definitely helped me in putting a purpose in what is going on in my life. So that has definitely helped me. So the thoughts, in order not to get the thoughts, I started with chanting of the mantras. And then the second, when I started understanding these Bhagavad Gita shlokas, I started realizing that, okay, everything is connected in life. So I understand better now, and I'm able to accept a lot of things which was bothering me a lot. Now those things don't bother me much. So that is how it has helped me. So my thoughts have become more refined, if I have to put it that way.
Very nice.
My thoughts don't bother me anymore, and the words which people utter that used to hurt me a lot doesn't bother me anymore.
Excellent. Very nice. Thank you very much, Shubhaji. Very
Thank
nice.
you, sir. Thank you.
Padmaji.
Yeah, yes, sir. Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Yeah. So for me, yes, definitely this Gita and Vedanta and all this has been what do you call? If I should say, it should be transformational and really an eye opener in many aspects of my life. And I think with continuous like 2 years of doing this now, nearly one thing has happened is like I can quickly become aware of my thoughts now, and come to that state where okay, live in the present moment. This is not, I mean, you're not in the past anymore, or whatever happened or whatever thoughts you're coming, it's either about the past or about the future. One second, sir, I'm just getting into the car.
Sure,
One
sure.
second.
Please.
Yeah, I agree with that too, actually. Yeah.
Hmm.
Every now and then I get lost, and then like this knowledge helps to
I'll take part off when I'm speaking.
get back. Yeah.
To come back, yeah.
It's because of this knowledge that like we're able to consciously realize that okay,
I'm
that
deviating.
like you are not being in the present.
Hmm.
Right. Yeah.
We are
And
not
it-
that Anand in the story of Buddha and Anand.
Very nice.
uh,
Padmaji, are you okay to speak, or what do you want?
Yes, I got into the car.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was saying that this has been definitely one of the biggest changes that I have experienced. This you are getting quickly aware of it. Like initially, when before these classes, I could say that you are not in awareness. You are mostly working subconsciously or speaking subconsciously. Your actions are also mostly driven by what is going on in your mind at that point of time. So now it is possible that with like consciously you bring back your awareness to the present moment, and you say or do only what is necessary. So 2-3 things I have observed is, one is you save on lot of energy because you are not speaking unnecessarily, you're not speaking where you need not. and you don't get into a lot of karmic things because of how you want to go and talk there, or you want to intervene. All those things are avoided at to a large extent, I feel. That is one thing. Second thing is with this meditation and this chanting, I think it's our own like heaven of peace, where nobody can disturb you at that moment. So that is something I enjoy a lot. So whenever I feel that I am overwhelmed by certain situations or by certain conversations with people, I just start chanting. And even if you chant it 11 times or 21 times, it makes a huge difference. It's not necessary that you have to chant for 108 times or 1 hour or anything like that. That few minutes of chanting itself brings you back, and the mind is very calm after that. So these three things have helped me a lot, I feel. And nowadays I'm able to easily let go of, I mean, not that I was in control even initially, but at least we like to believe that we are in control. So that has also, I think, changed a lot. Like now I don't try to control anything, or that struggle is not there, I feel. I think when we try to control, it's only a struggle with ourselves and what is going on around us. So that acceptance has come to many situations. Yes, it's a work in progress, but that acceptance itself, I think it gives you a lot of peace, because you are surrendering to a higher power, where you say that, okay, I know what is coming to me is for my best, and then all will be taken care of. And one more thing that I have observed recently, I don't know if anybody else has practiced it. One thing is, if there are any situations where I'm finding difficulty to get any solutions, I just close my eyes and I request for help. Request for help from anybody. It could be your God, or generally I like to say that, yeah, universe, please support me. And I don't know, miraculously something happens which aids me in all those things. For example, one example would be like, I think last year, sometime in October or November, what happened is, we had that Saundarya Lahari Saptaha. And so 1 week we have to chant the Saundarya Lahari, and every day we will chant, and it was a Zoom, we have to chant on a Zoom call, so you have to be present in that. And it was essentially from 4 in the evening, and it will go till 5:30, like that. So what would happen is, in between, my in-laws would come, and then I would have to make tea or coffee for them in the evening. And what happened is, just before the Saptaha started, actually this is something that teacher only put in, like, if you, because many people were saying, oh, Saptaha means 1 week, I don't think I can do it 1 week continuously. And she said that if you ask for help, you see, not even a phone call will come. If you really want to chant and you're having some problems and you request for help, the God will make sure that nobody disturbs you during that time, and it is successful. And exactly that is what happened. I would request her all the time that either they come at 4 and I am making for them, or maybe it should be after 5:30. And all the 7 days, I completely trusted that. And then all the 7 days, I had no disturbance whatsoever. Even that Amazon guy will not ring the bell. They will leave the packet outside and go. So it was amazing. And that was the first time I experienced that. And then I thought, okay, why not try this in day to day, why help will come only on some time, So I started trying it frequently after that, for anything, and even small things. I will request for help and it will happen. So I think if you trust that everything is going on for your good, and everything around you is supporting you, then naturally it will come, I think. Because existentially also, I mean, even our body, each and every cell is all the time supporting and going on with the flow. So I think it will definitely work. Maybe you some of you can try that and see if it works for you in any difficult situation. So this is my take, sir. Definitely, it's been a life-changing thing for me, Gita and Vedanta. and I look forward to so much all this. And just like Saravananji said, even that transcribing that we did, it was so apt. I think I got one of the shlokas very late from the 3rd chapter, and it was some question that I was going through. And suddenly Satyavati ji messaged and said, you know what, Padmaji, there is one chapter left. Will you do it? And I said, yeah, okay, I'll do. And then when I went through the chapter, I immediately messaged her. I said, you know what, this is what I was looking for today. How did you send me? And then she said, it's all Sadhguru's blessing, and what you need comes to you naturally. So things like this have happened, and I think it's all a miracle. Yeah, so miraculous things start happening, sir. Like Guruji said, no, if you start doing Bhagavad Gita and all, he has different ways to connect to you and come to you wherever you need him. So I feel that is truly a blessing to be part of this group. And thank you, sir, because you are the first one who in this path. You are the first one for me. So after you only, even Guruji came into my life. So I'm very, very grateful to have you in my life, and all these our fellow students also. I'm very grateful. Each one is a gem and very precious, and their words, they inspire, and to do more, to be continuing in this journey. It's a very nice group, sir. I'm very grateful for all of them. Thank you, sir.
Excellent, Padmaji. What you said is essentially dharmo rakshati rakshitah. See, when your actions, your thoughts are in alignment with the order of the universe or the natural laws of the universe, then naturally you get protected. What you are experiencing are essentially that. Wonderful, very nice, very nice. And like you said rightly, only when putting it into action, especially when you put it into action for the benefit of others, you have a deeper experience also, because you are a healer. Many a times you pray for the benefit of others. So in that way,
that is also very magical, sir. I mean, because initially, lot of questions were there for me there also. And then when you start realizing that we are all part of one cosmic energy, it's the same energy that flows through us, then why will there be any partiality or anything there? Because energy is something that doesn't even know good, bad, anything. It just flows. It just know how to flow. So lot of things there also have helped me. The feedback that I take, the people I come in contact with, when you listen to those stories, you are more and more grateful each day that how blessed you are, that your organs are functioning, how blessed you are that you are able to walk and do things that you want to do in life. So you are more and more grateful. And I think when you are more and more grateful, more good things start happening to you. The power of gratitude is very big. I think you can't even express it in words.
absolutely, absolutely. So you see, Krishna in many different ways through the whole Bhagavad Gita is essentially helping us to understand the mechanism of our suffering and the identification of the truth. That's all he is essentially doing all through the Gita. This, at a first reading, may appear like thoughts of my pure devotees dwell in me. It appears like a bhakti, otherness. But when you look slightly deeper, essentially he is helping us to realize the inner functioning of our inner instrument, antakarana, what in English we refer as mind. So the mind has these four parts: the mana, the buddhi, the chitta, the ahankara. The chitta is nothing but the storehouse of all impressions. And the impressions are not just from today. Impressions are from all the lives. And some of the impressions are very apparent. which define, oh, this is how I think, this is who I am, or this is how others perceive me. What others say, oh, this is his or her personality, apparent. And there are so many other latent, hidden, the ones which are much deeper in the impression. That's why many great masters refer to this part of our mind, that is the chitta, like a iceberg. You may recall that iceberg, what appears above the surface is this much, but below the surface, there is such a deep one. So like that deep our impressions are, especially the impressions about, who I am, what I am, how good I am in something, how bad I am in something. All these other impressions are also in the chitta only. And that is what is aham, a separate, because that is a powerful one. It is the aham and the chitta that we use to make decisions in life. So buddhi is a decision-making faculty in the antakarana. But that buddhi operates only if there is content to operate on. Buddhi is like the knife. It can be used to cut. But it cuts only when there is something to cut. And that something to cut is what comes from the chitta. And who is the one who is cutting? Comes from the identification of the, who I am. So the identities, the aham. And mana part is simply a carrier, and that is the place where the current impressions of the organs are, the 5 sense organs are. So the sense organs are generally looking around and they bring whatever it is. And in whatever they are bringing, the sensations, there is no right or wrong, there is no good or bad, there is no up or down, there is nothing. A sensation is a sensation, is a sensation. It is very pure. It has no judgment in it. When I see some object, there is no judgment in that object. There is no judgment in that sensation. But when that sensation comes, using the buddhi, judgment happens. And what does buddhi use? Buddhi uses the combination of the chitta, the memory, the storehouse of memory, and the aham. It is these two that comes together to decide, oh, this is good, oh, this is bad. And this would have gone so deeper, especially the conditioning about who I am. It has gone so deeper. Even in the night, like Prabhuji keeps referring to this many a times. Even in the night, if I wake you up and ask you who you are, you will recite your name. You will have your association of, oh, I am this and this. So there is a body-based identification that goes much deeper. There is a name and various forms-based association that goes much deeper. I am such and such. I am good. I am bad. All these other identifications. And these need to be cleansed. Because the fundamental source of the suffering is these impressions. The sensation is not a source of suffering. Whatever comes through our 5 senses is not at all the source of suffering. And the world, which appears to be outside, is also not the source of suffering. It is the judgment that my mind is a constant court. It's a court where I, who I think I am, I sit as a judge. And I always have put, there is somebody else and somebody else who are constantly fighting, and I am the one who is judging. So this judgment is the one which brings about all the suffering. And while judging, I use my ignorant impressions to judge. So that is how suffering begins. So therefore, Krishna, all through Bhagavad Gita, is helping us to understand this inner working, how the mind functions, and how you are not the mind. That's all he is trying to help us realize that. Once when that is realized, then the rest of the job naturally flows. When the identification drops with the false, then what remains is the truth only, the reality only. So in that, how the functioning will be? Naturally as an instrument of the higher. Actually, there is no higher and lower. There is only that which is pervading. And that functioning is the, the great dance of this universe. So there is one great Kagga. Some of you may know Sri DVG. Sri DVG is D.V. Gundappa, and he has written Kannada's, what is called as Kannada's Bhagavad Gita. It's called Mankutimmana Kagga. Kagga is wonderful poems mainly written in Kannada, and it's so nice, especially those who have a good voice can recite also Kagga. There is one very nice Kagga. What it says is, Kanteredu nodu, chit sattva murti nritya. Open your eyes and see the dance of the Lord. When you open your eyes, what you are seeing is dance of the Lord. Kanmuchi nodu. When you close your eyes, nischala shuddha tattva. That which is serene, unchanging. Nischala shuddha, pure. Unmukhanu neeneradu. Like that, you are actually part of both. When you realize you're part of both, then hrunmadhyadali shanti. In your heart, you are at peace. When you're watching this dance of the Lord, the dance of the Lord is like the marketplace. So many changes, constant changes. A marketplace is not a static place. Constant changes, continuously movement, continuously buying, selling, calling. That one goes, this one comes. So many changes. It's a flow of energy. It's a big miracle of energy there. And you are the one who is watching. You are not affected. You are pure. So that's what this Kagga is about. So here, Sri Krishna, by telling us that pure devotees, meaning what? The one who has realized the essence, are the one who is working towards that inner clarity. So like you all said through your personal experience, what gives you the greatest joy is no more, see, none of you gave examples of, I went to this hotel, I ate this, I bought this, so I felt very nice. None of you gave such examples. All your examples were related to, when I'm doing this, how I feel. When I talk about this, how peaceful I feel. So that inner experience is what drives you. See, you gravitate towards that which brings that deep inner satisfaction. That's your inner nature. You know it naturally. Actually, there is no need to teach. See, when any of the dhyana is given or any of the japa is given, there is no great explanation needed. Just fold your hands with deep devotion, just offer this prayer. That's all the external instruction is. But how does it work really? Because you know it deep within you what it is. So your inner being is already realized. So these sounds help you connect to the inner being. So therefore, when you realize that, when you feel that in the mind, which is conditioned to look outside, then naturally the cleansing starts happening. And as it becomes deeper and deeper, the feeling of satisfaction, the feeling of peace, the feeling of natural happiness, it becomes more and more. Maybe there used to be times of the day when you would count on your fingertips, oh, I was happy only with these 2-3 moments. But now you would rather say, oh, these only 2-3 moments is when I lost my balance. But you know what? I immediately regained it. So that shift is what enables you, makes you to, in your own way, take this message. See, the example given here is that of Prabhuji. But now more than 30 years, he's been doing this. In YouTube, if you see, on almost every Sanatana Dharma's topic, there is a video of his, more than some 2,000 videos. There are thousands and thousands of people who have listened to his videos. Lakhs and lakhs of people who have got benefited in many direct and indirect ways. So just one individual whose realization was deep enough, and through that, there's a whole community which is now like one big family. Though none of us knew each other before, we now feel a lot more connected with each other than anyone else. So that's the power of the truth that flows, and its expressions are myriad. Its expressions are myriad in so many different ways. Like DVG says, Kanteradu nodu chitsattva murti nritya. When you see the dance is not a static thing. So many angles, so many gestures. Kanteradu nodu, just see, and wow, what a nice and amazing existence. Like some of you said, magical. When do you feel magical really? When your mind is, I don't want to explain, but wow, what a beauty. The I want to explain kind of binds you sometimes. Sometimes you just look at that flower and say, wow. Like Padmaji gave, no? That little child, you're now no more worried about, oh, is the spelling correct? Is the pronunciation correct? Is it according to the meter? No. All that your mind is lost in is, look at that peace and divinity. Oh, what a nice smile. That's all. It doesn't really require too much. The mind has made it into, I need too much. So like that, in a way, it is said, no, that true liberation is when you realize it is in being childlike. The child is a true guru. He is a true liberated being, an example of a liberated being, in the sense that a child doesn't carry anything, the impressions don't bother. But as the child grows, the society teaches. So child is the greatest example that we have. So therefore, naturally, you feel more and more energized to keep talking about this, to take this. It's like you have eaten this mango, so tasty, so nice. How can you say that this is only for me? Because your inner being is, its nature is to be in service. That's your inner nature. Service is not to be learned. That is your inner nature. Of course, initially to help the mind, okay, can you become part of this service? But otherwise, service is the way you are. Sun no more has to be told when to wake up. His nature is now is service. Yagna. So that's the other important principle that Sri Krishna brings in the whole of Bhagavad Gita. Yagna. Yagna is your inner true nature. That's why the great masters, they derive great satisfaction Why? Because that is the nature, that is the dharma, that is how it is. Dharma means that which is natural. You may recall that story. There was one chedu means what? Scorpion, which was drowning. And there was a teacher who saw it and lifted it out of the water. And that scorpion bit him. But still he kept it on the safe surface. Again he saw it was drowning. Again he lifted and again it bit him. Third time also the same thing repeated. And there was a student next to him. Why are you doing that? You know, it is biting you. Can you not see? Don't you have common sense? The Guru said, the nature of the scorpion is to bite. And my nature is to help it. My nature is to make sure it is safe. It is not an intellectual affair. Service is not an intellectual affair. That's your nature. So therefore, through this shloka, once again, Sri Krishna reminds us who I am. And when my life is in tune with the dharma, how naturally it's a source of bliss and satisfaction. Because what is that we want from life? At the end of the day, a simple sense of satisfaction that I have been of value to somebody else. See, that feeling, no other feeling can replace that. Paropakaramarthamidam shariram. Please see, your whole life, you've been defined only through what you've done to others. And in all those, when somebody has felt a true help in whatever you've done, is when you have felt the greatest satisfaction. Not because they came and gave you some award or money, but truly whatever you did has helped them in some way, is when you have felt the greatest satisfaction. So therefore, why not make it the biggest in your life? Is why Sri Krishna again is reminding us how the jnani, how the realized one lives his life. Why is he telling us? To again remind us how you, Arjuna, can also be like this. Any questions or any statements from anybody? All right. So if there is nothing like that, then let us end the contemplation.